Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today we are taking a look at the newest offering coming out of Sencut. And this one had me stumped when I first got it, because I looked at it, and I thought, man, it reminds me of something. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I eventually did figure it out. But what we're talking about is the Sencut Praktisk. Now, before I go any further into this review, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you like what you see, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. Now, let's take a look at some overall specs on this knife right here. We have an overall length coming in at 8.28 inches, a blade length of 3.59 inches, and a blade thickness at 120 thousandths. Blade material on this is 9CR18 MOV, which I love to see. I like it more than D2. And it seems that Sencut also agrees, because this is pretty much their go-to steel now on their knives. I haven't seen a Sencut in D2 in quite a while. So that's a good thing. We have a drop point style blade with a very nice razor thin flat grind, a handle length coming in at 4.68 inches, handle thickness at 470 thousandths, which also kind of seems to be the standard thickness for these Sencut knives. I think what they're doing, I think they've kind of come up with a base assembly type of way for these Sencuts, because some of the attributes seem to be the same. Always the same blade thickness, always the same handle thickness, which is fine. I think, you know, for a super budgety take at high quality knives, I think they're doing it right, because you can be super budgety and be also high quality, which is really what Sencut is. But you're just starting to see some standards within their designs for these Sencut knives. We have a micarta for the handle material, a liner lock locking mechanism, a user of a left or right hand tip-up carry, weight coming in at a nice and reasonable 3.9 ounces, and a price of $40.80. So, as usual, which I don't think I've ever had a problem with a Sencut knife in terms of price, good to go on this price as well. Absolutely no problems with $40 for this guy. Now, when I got this, so this is their newest model, but it's not brand new. I always try and bring this stuff to you guys as soon as I can after having a couple days in the pocket and, you know, cutting stuff with it and whatnot. But I got this. It came in the mail. I went on a business trip. I was gone for a week. I came back, forgot about it, and then like halfway into the week, I was like, wait a minute, because I always put the knives I still have to review in a certain area, and I didn't think there was anything there, and I was like, oh, crap, the Sencut. So, after a couple days, we are here, and it's typical Sencut, guys. It's really, really good for the price. Impossible to beat for the price, mind you. Let's do some size comparisons real quick. Set it up here with the Civivi Conspirator, and as you can see, it's actually just a little longer than the Conspirator. This is a nice size knife, guys. We'll bring out the Civivi Sencut as well, because that's also a nice one that a lot of people are familiar with. As you can see, significantly longer than the Sencut. But when I was looking at this, I thought, man, it reminds me of something that I couldn't quite put my finger on at first, and I just could not figure it out. And then just yesterday evening, I looked at it, and I thought, that's what it is. It's very similar to the Sencut Serene in terms of handle shape, blade shape. A lot of similarities there, but there is one huge difference, which is what I really like about this Praktisk, is it's a liner lock, and this is a button lock. And lately, there have been a lot of people that are kind of tired of button locks. They're over them. I personally am not. I still love a good button lock, and I think this is one of the best budget locks you can get, period. It is fantastic. So yeah, that is the Sencut Serene. But yeah, let's just put it on the table in terms of length and everything. They're very similar. Not exact. There are some differences in the slight handle shape and whatnot, but pretty similar knives. So if you like the Serene, but you're tired of button locks, here's your answer from Sencut. It is the Praktisk. And again, you are getting all the good Sencut things. Starting with the blade. It's a really good looking drop point blade, but what really has me kind of gushing about this one is the thinness behind the edge. We are talking 13 thousandths behind the edge, which I'm pretty sure that makes this the thinnest Sencut I've come across. There may have been another one. This is easily in the top 2 or 3 at the worst. But this is one very sharp, very slicey blade. And I love that. Nice slicey tip. Look at that. It is a little razor. So yeah, very, very nice blade on this, which you pretty much expect. I mean, Sencut usually does have really good grinds on their blades, but usually they're in like that 15 to 17, 18 thousandths. 13 thousandths is that's pretty impressive. So very nicely done there. And then the handle, again, nothing to write home about because it is still budget based, but it's nice micarta. And it is a solid liner lock with a good lockup, and it's very, very smooth. So yeah, no issues with the handle, blade. Pretty typical ergos, nothing really to even note, really. I mean, it's a relatively neutral handle. Also kind of reminds me of the Protect Mordax in terms of the handle. Something in between the Serene and the Protect Mordax, I would say, is definitely kind of where the handle's coming in for me. Your nice typical Civivi deep carry clip, which they have actually improved recently. They kind of got rid of the extra little milled area there. I think it looks nicer. I really do like it. I complained about the Civivi and Sencut clips for so long. I have to keep noting that I really like this change. I think it just looks good, looks better in my opinion. So really like that. In terms of action, flipper, fantastic. As usual, you get a perfect detent. I hate to sound like a broken record, guys. I always like to try out and point out as much unique things about knives as I can, but Sencut has established a pretty consistent standard for excellence in the Sencut lineup. And that's a beautiful thing because there's a lot of people that don't want to spend $100+ on a knife. There's a lot of people that don't want to spend $60 on a knife, and you don't have to. You can get this one for $40. So that's really nice. That is very hard to beat, and in my opinion, you won't find a better budget brand than Sencut. They just don't exist. So yeah, this is really, really good. Middle finger flick is also fantastic. These thumb studs, they kind of have that dome top that I usually complain about. But again, this is the type of dome top to where it's not quite as wide. Here we go. The Civivi Tacticarix, which I do still like. But as you see, there's a slightly wider domed base at the top of the Tacticarix. That makes a very big difference. It's a little more slippery on this. Now, again, as I said before, the Tacticarix, I can still kick the blade out, but it's just that bigger, wider, bit domed base that I don't really like the feel of. This is not that. This is actually very easy to deploy, and I don't even have any complaints about it, even though it is domed there in case anyone was going to, ask me in the comments. No issues with the thumb studs. Like them a lot. Good for middle finger flicking, and also good for thumb deployment. So we're good there. We're good with the flipper. This is good to go, guys. This is a budget banger. One of the better ones to come from Sencut this year. Even though it kind of looks like the Sencut Serene, it's a liner lock option, and I think a lot of people are going to like that. If you're fed up with button locks, let me know in the comments, but I think a lot of people are going to love to see this liner lock available. So that's a review, guys. Let me know what you think. I really hope you enjoyed this. Hope you guys are having a great week. Hope you continue to have a great week, and until the next one, I'm out.